Hi everybody, it's me, Carrie. I am trying to see if I can get my tablet to work, as I always am at the beginning of a video, right? Oh, it's looking right. Okay, so every time my tablet upgrades, it switches things around. It's very irritating. But anyway, I see somebody popped on, so hi. This is just a little surprise pop on for you guys because the designer series paper is on sale, which I have talked about a few different times. 15% off. I think it's, let's see, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 different designer series papers. And I am going to talk about my favorite. Oh my gosh, this paper, you guys. So I'm going to show you some super simple cards to make with this particular stamp set. So this is it. It is called Masterfully Made. So I'm going to pull out the pieces that I cut. What I did was I cut all of these pieces, one of every design, at 4 inches, and then I cut them at 5 1/4 twice, and so I ended up with a leftover piece. Okay, so but look at these pages. I've shown them to you before. They're just so beautiful. So we're going to talk about how to make a super simple cards with all of these, and you could just make a bundle of them. And I wanted to make it so that you guys only needed one, pick a stamp set with sentiments. So I picked Charming Sentiment, which it's no longer bundled together, but it comes with all the dies to cut it out fancy, right? So you would have to buy them separately now, just so you know. So because of that, I looked, and in the catalog there's a new stamp set that is similar. The words are just different. Wonderful Thoughts. It's on page 41 of the catalog. You still can get that bundled with the dies. It's the same concept. It's just different verbiage, okay? So you guys decide. You have options now, right? Or, you know, just pick a stamp set that you like. Maybe you like to fussy cut. I don't know. So let me show you what I mean by they can cut out. See how this looks like I'm like an awesome fussy cutter? No, honey. That is not my way. That was cut out with this die right here. Okay, so just so you know, that's what I meant by this bundle. So it's Charming Sentiments, and then I think this is called Sentimental Silhouettes. That goes with it. And it comes with more things than just the things to cut out. Okay, so far you're good, right? And then on the back of the designer series paper, it's going to tell you the colors that it goes with. So grab those cardstocks, grab those colored cardstocks, grab those inks, or just a basic black ink and the thick basic white cardstock, and you're good to go. So I am going to go ahead and I'm going to zoom in a little bit now. Okay, so you guys can see. Let me put a card down so I can see what I'm zooming. Okay, there we go. All right, so I'm going to start by showing you some of the different cards. Now, these two are the opposite pages of each other. All right, super simple. This one was cut with those stylish shapes. You guys know I love that die. This was with the dies that go with the stamp set. Super simple. A little bit of the pretty my fingernails are a mess. The pretty white shimmer ribbon, which is it's still available. You won't see it in the catalog, but it is still available as an online exclusive. So when you go to my website, MemoryINKers.com, you can find it. Okay, the only difference between the simplicity here is I cut this one. This one's cut, like I said, 4 inches, and then 5 1/4. This one, after I cut it, because I just cut them all, then I cut it down to 3 3/4 by 5, so that I could then mat it on white. And by the way, this piece right here was stamped right in the middle of this basic white, and then I cut it out. So why waste, right? And then here I had a little piece of the paper. When I trimmed it down, I just set it in there just to add a little bit to the inside of the card. I did not do that on all of them. You can see most of them are just white. So simple, okay? So here's the next set. These two are opposite, you know, front and back. Okay, this one I stamped right on the paper. Super simple. This one is on a tag. Now I'll admit you can't get this tag anymore. I just still had the tag shapes, so I used them. So thanks, Adam. Here is another front and back. Okay, this one has no sentiment. I just put the bow on there. Okay, and then this one, I punched this out with one of our tag dies. I don't remember which one. Again, this one I trimmed. This time though, instead of going to 3 3/4, I went to 3 7/8 by 5 1/8. And then this piece right here, which is Lost Lagoon, which is this color, I trimmed that to the 4 by 5 1/4. And then the card base is Pretty Peacock. Again, insides are plain. Now for this one, I just couldn't bring myself to use the other side because they're just, it's so pretty. But again, here's one, only this time I did cut it 3 3/4 by 5, so I got a bigger piece of white. Little bit of ribbon. This is just cutting a square, popped up. Another piece cut with that stylish shapes. But you don't have to have dies or punches. You don't have to. You can just cut them. Just cut the paper. Yeah, I know y'all have trimmers, right? So here's another one, super simple, and this is the same one. Now I want to show you, I'm going to show you guys how I did that piece right there. So we're going to leave that aside. And here's another one that I did, and then here I cut it out with the dies, Faith Over Fear. I love this. It's like a giant, the whole page is just so cool. So now I am going to make a couple of cards, or I'm going to show you how to do this card. I'm sorry. But before I do that, I want to show you these two. Remember when I said I cut it at cut them at 4 inches by 5 1/4? These are what was left. So it was I had 1.5 inches of every single piece. So I had 6 pieces of 1.5 by 4. And this one, I divided them up, and these I cut into 3/4 inch strips. Okay. And then I just added the happy birthday on there, which I popped up. This one I didn't. These are the size they started. Okay. And I just stamped right in the center. Why waste it? So I still got 2 more cards out of those itty bitty pieces. So something to think about. Don't waste. Okay. So here is the stamp, or the paper. You can see it's similar to this one, and the other side is also very pretty. This, believe it or not, is part of, hang on, oh, now I can't find it. I think it's the mountainous one. So but I decided I'm going to use this side. Okay. All right. So I am going to just, it's going to go on a piece of our thick basic white. So you guys know, fold that in half, have it ready. Okay. Then I am going to stamp. So I'm going to grab my foam, and I brought out the wishing you the happiest birthday. And this is Berry Burst. It is the same color as the designer series paper that I'm using. And I'm just going to ink that up. My pad is super juicy, look at that. And I am going to stamp it right in the center. Okay. Now because it's juicy, normally I would tell you that this dries really fast, but I'm just going to give it a second here. All right. Now, all I'm going to do is paper tear. We've all done paper tearing, right? Most of our crafting lives have spent some time doing this, okay? If you have never done paper tearing, all you're going to do is, if you want the fuzzy edge, okay? So there's a non-fuzzy edge and there's a fuzzy edge. This is showing all fuzzy edges, Okay, that's what it's supposed to look like. And it looks like it has texture when, I mean, you guys can see it. It's not. So you're going to then just tear it towards you. If you're tearing it towards you, you're going to get that fuzzy edge. Super, super, super simple, right? So now I just decide where am I going to put it. Okay, I think I'm going to put it right there. So I'm going to grab my adhesive, and I know it's going to hang over the edges. So I'm going to end up with adhesive all over the place. And I'm just going to stick it down right there. Whoops. I'm going to lift this up so I don't get too much adhesive on my table. And get it semi-centered. Okay. There we go, right? Now it just looks like it's part of the card. And trim. And trim. Okay. Voila. And then, just like I said, these are simple cards. Can you fancy them up? Absolutely. Add some bling. You know, cut them in different shapes. There's so much you can do with this designer series paper. It's breathtaking. It's beautiful for scrapbooking. Oh, it's so pretty. But look at that. Look how simple. And the only difference is this was just a smaller. I used the congratulations. So let me zoom back out. So I just want to remind you, and I did this because this paper is on sale. Instead of $12.50, it is $10.62, and that's all of them. A few of them, the prices are a little bit different, I think. Here's the gorgeous gingham is 12 or 6 by 6. It's down to $8.92. So most of them, though, are marked down to $10.62. Delightfully Eclectic, which is a huge pack of paper, that is 12 by 12, and it is marked from $30 down to $25. So you're saving 15%. The Bright and Beautiful, that's an online option, just in case you were wondering. But, oh no, I'm sorry, it's the Hello Irresistible, that's online option. But I didn't want you to forget that the Designer Series paper is on sale this month. And look at what you can do. If you're in a hurry, you make cards for your church, or you have a card. So many of you have card ministries. Why not do something super simple like this? You could pre-cut all these and have your friends at church make a ton of them with you. So anyway, I would love to know what you guys think of these cards. So please let me know. I hope you will share this video. Again, if you're looking to buy the Designer Series paper, go to my website, MemoryINKers.com. That's my Stampin' Up! Website. To email me with questions, MemoryINKers@gmail.com. And of course, please, I appreciate it if you use my hostess code. This is the new one for June 2023. F as in Frank, N as in Nancy, E as in Edward, K as in Carrie, R as in Robert, G as in George, Q as in Queen, B as in Bob. Okay, have a blessed and wonderful day, you guys. Bye.